Hi everyone. Today we'll be talking about how we can load LLMs into our local system, and then eventually how we can use them, similar to ChatGPT and all. So today I will be experimenting two major LLMs. That is, one is Flan T5 by Google, another is GPT-2. So let's get started. So first of all, before moving ahead, you need to check your Python version because it has to be updated. It has to be 3.9 or 3.10 for running all the LLMs correctly. So first of all, checking the Python version, as you can see that the Python version here is 3.10.12, so it's pretty good. Apart from that, before starting, you need to pip install these three major libraries. One is transformers, other is sentence piece. Sentence piece is basically tokenizer for T5, and the third one is accelerate. So once you are able to do it, we'll be importing T5 tokenizer and T5 for conditional generation. Conditional generation basically means that you will be providing it with a particular condition, translate to French, question and answer, what are you auto complete the given sentence, and then eventually giving it a prompt. So for any LLM model that you would be that you wish to try out, you need to first of all load its tokenizer also, and then eventually the weights for the model. So here as you can see that I'm loading a tokenizer for T5 from a pre-trained tokenizer present on Hugging Face. Similarly, the model that I'm using T5 condition generation, I'm taking the weights from Flan T5 base model. Now torch divide equals to CPU. So if you don't have a GPU in your system, please set it as CPU, else set it as CUDA, CUDA. Now this is the input that I'm trying to insert, that is the prompt, translate to French, colon, my name is Lakhan. Now input IDs. So basically once you have the text, input text, you first of all pass it to the tokenizer to generate the tokens, and then eventually you will use the model.generate to generate the output in terms of input IDs, in terms of IDs only. So as you can see that here what I've done is that max new tokens equals to 1000. Here you can play around with the size of the output that you wish to have. If you keep it 10, then only new 10 new tokens would be generated. If you put it as 1000, 1000 new tokens would be generated. In this case, as it is a translation problem, you won't be requiring thousands. You can make it 10 also or 20 also, depending upon your wish. And then eventually you're printing the input text and the tokenizer dot decode. This is then because the output that has been made is in terms of IDs, right? As you can see here that to convert these IDs into readable format, we are using this tokenizer dot decode. So this is how you can load Flan T5 base into a local system and then use it. Now the next model that I have tried out was GPT-2, because I'm using these two models because these are quite small in size compared to other LLMs, right? These are also in hundreds of MBs. Or at time, I think T5 was just short of 1 GB, but as compared to other LLMs, they are small only. Now the second one is the GPT-2 model that I was trying. So again, the format of the code remains the same. Auto model for causal LM, auto tokenizer. Here also torch device equals to CPU. If you have GPU, you can set it as CUDA. Then using the auto tokenizer dot from pre-trained GPT-2. So basically again, the format remains the same. For any model that you're trying, you need to first of all load weights for the tokenizer and then eventually load weight for the model also. So here we are using the model auto model for causal LM using the pre-trained weights of GPT-2, right? Now here goes the input. He is a great guy, but he often. There's an incomplete sentence, and then I am feeding this particular incomplete sentence to the tokenizer first, and then eventually to generate the output with a maximum token size of 16. So I wanted to generate just 16 tokens for me. Right now here, as you can see, all the downloads has been done, and eventually the input is he is a great guy, but he often. The output is he's a great guy, but he often gets caught up in wrong way. He is a little bit of a jerk. So this is what GPT-2 has generated for us. The difference that you must have seen is that in case of LAN T5 base, we need to provide a condition also ki what we wish to do it. But in case of GPT-2, as you know, it is not one of the latest models, so it is used for just auto completion. So automatically, whatever prompt you're feeding it, it is going for an auto completion. So this is how you can test out other LMs also. Just remember that you need to get the relevant tokenizer and relevant model, and then load the weights for the tokenizer and the model from one of the relevant models present on Hugging Face, and then eventually the format remains the same. You first of all get an input sentence, use the tokenizer over it, generate the output, and then decode the output.